The Carl B. Phillips Show.
Hosted by me, Carl B. Phillips, Uncle Carl.
The Carl B. Phillips Show.
Get ready for another great conversation on the Carl B. Phillips Show. Welcome to the Carl B. Phillips Show. I am Carl B. Phillips, Uncle Carl. Today's guest is Detroit, Michigan native, gospel recording artist, and lover of the hymns of the church. Please help me welcome Angela Bostic. Yes. What's going on, Angela?
Hey, nothing much. Well, I'm not going to say nothing much. There's a lot going on right now in my life. And I'm just blessed to be here and enjoying every bit of it.
Wow. Well, as I warned you, I'm going to ask a random question. So
Okay.
the first random question, what are some of the things you love about being from Detroit?
Detroit is, I call it, Detroit is poetry in motion. Detroit is, it just has its own identity. We were just talking about this today at work and how Detroit just has its own ability to just grab you and make you proud to be from Detroit. You know, it's the life, it's the energy, it's the, you know, the people that you meet, all different type of folks that you run into. And I've never had any problems in Detroit. So I'm happy to be from Detroit.
Detroit. Now, if we could just get a winning sports team, we do really, really great.
Right. That would be good, right? Lions, let's go Lions.
Lions, Pistons, Red Wings, anybody that can win.
Anybody. We'll take one at a time.
Just one, yeah, anyone. Talk about what growing up and attending church meant to you.
Well, it's a lot different today than it was then. Growing up in church, New Life Baptist Church, where I was pretty much born and raised, it was a family church, and every Sunday was important because we had to go to church every Sunday, no matter what. I know you come up in that era too. You didn't have it. If you went out on Saturday night, you was up on Sunday, going to church. But service was important, no matter what. Service was important, and we just it was rich. It was grounded. It was our foundation. If we didn't go to church on Sunday, the rest of the week wouldn't be right, you know. So church was very important, and that kind of internalized everything that happened in our church. I watched my pastors. I watched the minister of music. I listened to the choirs, and you know, back then we had so many different choirs. Like if you sang classical music, there was a choir for that. If you sang, you know, hymns, it was a choir for that. If you just a lady just wanted to sing in the women's chorus, it was a choir for that. You know, so it was always something that it was like I would say fraternity and sorority type situation. It was always something for you to do. It was just always something there for you to do, and always being there made it very, very important in my life. Always being there on the usher board, you know what I'm saying? They made us work in the church, and we loved it. Now, I don't know how they sold it to us back then. I don't know if we just didn't have a choice. They made us smile and do it. But it just took over us. Like if you wasn't on the usher board, you was in the choir, you know. Yeah, you went to Sunday school, you know. I don't even think they do any of that anymore, but that's what church is very, very important to this day. It is that important to me.
And you went several times throughout the week.
Wait a minute. Sunday night musicals over at Craig Memorial. Our parents just drug us with them, and we were the choir. We used to hold the choir robes, and didn't even complain. Couldn't wait to go back to church. You know, 4:00 service or communion. We just couldn't wait to go back. It's just that was our life.
Man, they'll bring back a lot of great memories. I remember one Sunday, I did Sunday morning service. We did a Sunday afternoon musical. My church had Sunday night service, and we did 2 midnight musicals. Oh. And the last musical was when Craig Memorial was on 7 Mile. And I think we went up to sing about 4:00 in the morning. And then we went out to Ramshorn to eat.
Ramshorn, oh yes. Ramshorn was the spot, wasn't it?
On Telegraph, that was the hangout. Anybody that was in church, that's where you saw him at Ramshorn.
I think we all hung out there, didn't we? Oh my goodness.
So you love hymns. When did you discover your love for hymns?
Um, I say maybe when I was like 13 or 14 years old. I've always loved them because I always liked how they rhymed.
Mhm.
I think that's just the art part and the artistry part in my own spirit. And how they used to rhyme, and then because they rhymed, I paid more attention to them. And then I think the words started like transferring from the hymnal into my spirit, honestly. Because
Mhm.
I remember the words. Like, that's all I remember. And the first song I started singing was His Eyes on the Sparrow. And then it was Great Is Thy Faithfulness. I just started adding more and more I was reading. It became it just became part of my life. And my father told me years ago, he told me, he said, baby, don't stop singing hymns. And because he knew how much I loved them. But
Mhm.
I like the fact that people like they'll say, you'll pull a hymn out in a minute. And I say, I will. And I will. And really like it just make it your own. And that's what it has been for me. Because when I sing them, it just does something to me. It does something for me. I actually sleep with the hymnal next to my bed,
Oh, wow.
right next to with my Bible, because in the midnight hour, seriously, I would get awakened by the Holy Spirit and tell me to go to page 276 or go to page, and then I would read the words there, I know the song or whatever, maybe a song I didn't know. And to be somebody that next day or that next day I run into and they would need the words that I had just read on page. So it
Wow.
became more than just a song, it became more of a ministry and a testimony for me and for others. So that's why they're so important.
So I'm going to do something.
Mhm.
Most of us know the first verse of every hymn. Well, not every hymn, but most of the hymns. We know the first verse. You get to the second and third verse, we are totally lost.
That's me too. That's me too.
So
I have to read it.
I'm going to read the words to the third verse of a hymn and see if you can name the hymn that these words belong to. Okay,
Okay.
here we go. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth, thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow,
What?
blessings all mine with 10,000s beside.
Oh, I don't know that. I don't know the name of it. I don't know the name of it.
You know
But
it.
but I don't know the name of it.
You know the name of the
But
song.
I don't know the name of it. Tell
You
me,
just
please.
you just said a couple of minutes ago it's one of your favorite hymns.
What great is thy faithfulness?
Yes.
Is it? But wait a minute. That's back to that thing, knowing that first verse. Knowing that first and second verse, baby. You'll give it on a third and fourth one.
You know the first verse and the chorus.
And
You
that's funny,
might
right?
know what you might know the second verse.
Have you ever been in church and they'll do that? They'll do the you'll hear them sing the first verse, and then you won't hear anything else after that. Then they get to the chorus, and everybody's singing loud. Yeah, you know
Ah,
what? I never knew that actually. I do the first and second verse, and I don't do the third.
now you're gonna have to go look up the third verse.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I am. I am now, because by the time I get to the second verse, I'm shouting. So
Great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning, new mercies I see.
yes,
That is
yes,
that
yes,
that wow, just the scriptures talk about that. His mercies are renewed every morning.
every
That
day.
is such a
Yes,
blessing. Great is God's faithfulness.
yes, and it
Well,
still works.
it still works. God is still
It still
faithful.
works.
He's still faithful. He hasn't stopped being
Yes.
faithful. The past 16 years, you've been a member of Testimony Sings. Talk
Mhm.
about what being a part of that group means to you.
Oh man. Actually, that group they're my sisters. We have such a tight bond. We're sisters. Like we can call each other whatever, but what I love about them is our blend. We don't
Mhm.
only blend, like we sound like one voice when you hear us. And I think that's what sets us apart from other groups. We just have this, and it's powerful too. And we all and we just believe in praising God. We just believe in praising God. Like you just That's why our name is Testimony Sings, because we sing about our testimony. And it has been phenomenal. I have learned a lot because they are all professional women, all our entrepreneurs. We all holding our own in that area, and so we bring different things to the table, business wise,
Mm.
and vocally. We have one girl, she sings. She got like a more of a Vesta Williams sound. You know what I'm saying? A real sultry type. And then we got one who don't mind hollering and squawking. And then we have one, her voice is just deep. Lori Waddles, her voice is just, she has oh no, it's just authentic voice. And then myself always on top, and honestly, in this strong, strong voice, even at our age, it's like we're all over 50,
Mm.
and we still doing it, like we still handling it. And I think that's what makes us so good, is that we're still doing what we're doing, and we're not pressed. We're just blessing folks. You know what I'm saying? And still blessing ourselves as well. So it has been a very good ride. I really have had a good time, and still looking forward to some more years with them.
Can you give me the names of some of the ladies in the group? Some of the women?
Oh, it is Chandra Lewis, Lori Wesby, Lori Waddles, Trina James, and myself, Angela Bostic.
I might have to throw a musical just so y'all can come sing.
Yeah, you have to. You have to invite us over. Well, we do a lot of stuff though. It's a lot. We do a lot of engagements. In and out of Detroit. We'll be in Big Rapids next weekend doing two concerts. So Alvin Waddles is our musical director.
Okay.
And so he keeps, I know Alvin.
Yeah.
He keeps us busy, and keeps us on track. Always telling us real, slightly, you all really have something, but I don't think you really know what you have. He always says that, and we like, yeah, come on, let's just.
Yeah, I need to start doing some YouTube videos and posting them.
We know, but it's so crazy because we're all doing other things, to keep the food on the table, to where, when you're an entrepreneur, it's just, you busy.
Right.
You never sleep. You really don't ever sleep. It's not like a 9 to 5. We're all just kind of, making it happen. So, but yeah, we do have to do more of that. I would love to do more of that.
Yeah, just do a concert and just record a whole bunch of songs and just post different pieces of the songs, over a month or so people can hear, because they need to be exposed to that kind of music, especially this younger generation.
That's true. I agree totally.
If you, well, let me say this. Name one thing you've done you would love to do again.
One thing that I've done I would love to do again. Let's see. The Maya Angelou concert. I think I would love to do that again, just to get that feeling as an adult, to understand what that meant to other people. Because I was just 17 years old, and I remember I didn't even know who she was, actually. I didn't, I didn't know the significance then. Until I got older and realized, oh yeah, I sang for, and I'm like that too. I'm like, oh yeah, I sang for her. I don't tell people that much, I got a little picture with her and everything, but I don't know. It just didn't mean that much then. But when I got older, it meant more. So I was like, if I could just do that part, if I could do Italian Street Song again, in a room full of folks, and have her there, which I know I can't get that, but just have her there again, just to be able to hear me as a adult singing it.
Wow. I'm sure that was an awesome experience, because she was such a great woman, but you didn't realize the greatness you were standing in front of.
No, I didn't. And it was so crazy because she was sitting next to my mom and my dad, and my mother told me then, she said she was up before I was, so I said, being a young person, you're like this, oh, for real, it just didn't even matter. I'm like, okay, can we go home? But now it's like, wow, you actually had that moment. I had a lot of moments, what I'm saying? And now it's like, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing all the work kind of pay off. And not monetarily either. It's the point of being able to do what I want to do, as far as the music is concerned, and as far as the songs are concerned. because I really thought that they lost value, and that's my why.
Which kind of leads me to my next question. You recently released your debut single, a remake of Thomas Whitfield's arrangement of His Eyes on the Sparrow. You
Yes.
mentioned that, you and the ladies are, as I say, in the AARP generation now.
Yeah, I got my
How does
bag,
it
my little tote.
how does it feel to be debuting as a recording artist during this season of your life?
You know what? It's remarkable. It is really remarkable. The thing that really got me was when my children, who are 34 and 29, and they heard we recorded 3 songs so far. And when they heard the other 2 songs, they were like, "Mama, you really did this." And they had been wanting me to do this for so long, to where my parents wanted me to do it. Everybody that wanted me to do it passed. And
Mm-hmm.
so here I am now, doing it. And because I promised my father a couple of years ago, when I knew he was going to pass away a couple of days later. And he looked at me. Now here he is, he has dementia. And he said to me, "Don't stop singing."
Wow.
And I said, "Okay, Daddy," and I'm in tears, because I know this is the last time I'm gonna see my daddy alive. And he's looking at me. He said, "Don't stop. Don't stop singing, baby." And it was at that point when I realized, here's my father, who's 83, who always been in my corner, who's always pushed me to do my best. And then I have my children who are young, and watching their mom at this age do what she wanted to do. And the reason why I'm doing it it's coming forth now. And it's a good feeling. It gets me choked up, but it's a good feeling.
I didn't start my recording career till the eve of my 54th birthday.
Mm.
And for a lot of people like myself and other people that I've talked to that are over 50, it's not about charting, it's not about the sales, it's about the legacy that we want to leave, the legacy we want to leave in the earth.
Mhm.
And then it's also about fulfilling the dream. God gives you these ideals and these thoughts. It's like, I just want to fulfill this dream. Are you at that place where, like, okay, I'm living my dream right now?
Yes, yes, I am. I am in a place. God has been so good to me. That's why it's His Eyes on the Sparrow. It's not just a song. It's my testimony.
Mhm.
I know that He's been watching me the entire time. Here I am. I'm 55, and I'm doing this. And this one day I just said, you know what? I don't have a choice. I have to do this. This is something that I've been wanting to do. Just stop right now and take care of what you said you were going to do. And so it feels good. It just feels good where I am, and where I'm standing right now. And I'm happy that I made the choice to do it.
Yeah, as I said, it's a great feeling that you can look back and say, I've done this, you know,
Right.
and it's just a good place to be able to live that dream. You've worked with 2 very awesome producers, Gregory Pearson and Philip Johnson. How did they help you to bring your project to life?
You know, um, they are like they're my brothers. I love them. They made me think outside the box, because I'm a traditional hymns, whatever. And a high soprano. And I'm used to singing up in the rafters. That's me, that's my gift.
Mhm.
And so when I went to them, and they looked at me like, "Okay, listen, we, we're not gonna do that, okay?" And I'm thinking I'm just gonna walk in there and do these little 4 or 5 songs, and then I finished. But they were like, "No, no, no, we got something else in store for you." So when we sat down and had our first consultation, um, Greg had told me, he said, I got a new guy. I think he'd be great for you, and he'll help us with this project. And I said, okay. So, and I trust Greg, so I said, okay, no problem. So here comes Phil, and so I've been knowing Phil for a long time. So I'm like, okay, that's Phil, that's my brother too. I said, this is just family here, which made me feel comfortable. And but they made me uncomfortable so that I could find comfort in what I was doing. And that's the part that I loved. I love to be made uncomfortable. I think I do my best work when I feel uncomfortable and have to find my way back.
Mhm.
But a different route, I think I'm stronger when I do it that way. But they are like phenomenal. They change everything. One week we do it this way. The next week he's like, I changed it a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I knew you would. But Greg is a perfectionist.
Yeah. Just try it like this.
Yeah,
Sing it like
yes.
this.
And then he'll grab that hymn book and pull you one out. I'm like, I need you to say this. And I'm like, okay, and I need you to say it like this, or, give it to, and I'm like, okay, but he made it better. I can't wait. I love this song. I can't wait till the whole project is done. But he is like, honestly, I did not trust anybody else to do this with me but him and Phil, honestly. Yep, I went in and I was like, hey, whatever you guys come up with is what I'm going with. I trust you. I trust you with this project. And I'm leaving in your hands. And that's exactly what I did. I love them.
So when are you looking at dropping the EP?
We are looking to do, he's after the first of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think I'm gonna add 2 more songs. He don't know that yet, but he will when he listen to this interview. I think I'm add 2 more songs.
2 more hymns that he don't know about yet.
He don't know yet. I'm gonna drop it on next Monday when I go finish his other song. But he could look at me like, oh, he been bit by the recording bug. But
once you get it, it's like, I'm gonna have to work 3 jobs to pay for all this.
Look, I got how much I need? Okay, we can make it happen.
It'd be like
selling dinners.
Carl, send me some money.
Like selling dinners out the back door, all that old stuff. Yep, that look for real. But it has been such a wonderful experience. It's been a journey. Just learning me, I tell everybody, my kids moved out, and I said they left me by myself. And then I was sitting one day and I was going through a moment because I was here by myself, and I was going through a moment and I said, okay, what am I gonna do with me? And so I just sat there and I said, okay, Holy Spirit, I don't know. Holy Spirit said, you're gonna find your center with just you in it, and you're gonna go finish what you started.
Wow. And
I said, okay. And at that moment, that's when I said, go and get this EP done. And that's how I ended up with Greg and Phil. That's how I ended up going. I went to them just like that. And the song Greatest Thy Faithfulness, we finished it. And Phil did something remarkable because I told them what I was going through. And Phil wrote part of the song. It's just different. I can't wait till you all to hear that one either. Wow. But he did something different to it to make it fit what I was going through at the time. So it made it personable. Yeah, they just phenomenal. I love them.
Greg and Phil are just 2 really great guys over at Intercourt Music Group. Your new single, His Eye is on the Sparrow, is out. How can people get your music?
It's on all digital outlets now, so they can go to any of them and get it there.
And how can people follow you on social media?
Official Angela Bostic on Facebook, and it's the same as on Instagram.
And if people want to reach out to you, have you come sing for an engagement or get testimony sings to come sing, how can they contact you?
They can contact me by email, angelabostic12@gmail.com, or call me 313-478-3510.
We are talking with Angela Bostic. Again, go get her new single, His Eye is on the Sparrow. It's available on all digital outlets. I have really enjoyed this conversation. Make sure you follow Angela on all of her social media. And again, as a reminder, remember to work like you don't need the money, love like you've never been hurt, and dance like no one's watching you. God bless until we meet again.
The Carl B. Phillips Show.
Thank you for listening to the Carl B. Phillips Show. For more information, go to carlbphillips.com.
The Carl B. Phillips Show.
Follow Carl B. Phillips on Instagram so we can stay in contact with each other.